Hey, good morning, everybody. It's Zach from the Buzzzzz Cape Wildlife Center, the Cape Cod branch of the New England Wildlife Centers. And we're out here on a beautiful Wednesday morning early with Dr. Mindy Harns. And today is bee day. So we're both out here covered in bees. And Mindy is installing 2 hives, or 3 hives at the moment, with the new shipment of bees she's gotten. Today we're going to watch her unpack the box they were shipped in, and they're going to go into what's called a nuke, which is a smaller hive they can get started in before they're transferred to their larger hive. And just quickly here, you can see we really mean covered in bees today. And so now I'm going to flip you around to Mindy.
Hi. So this is one of 2 ways of purchasing bees. This is called a package of bees. The queen is in there, and this mess of bees in there, which is hard to see, but in a cage by herself. The worker bees that surround her need to get used to her scent, and so they accept her. Otherwise, if you throw a queen bee in with a bunch of workers and they haven't been used to her, there's a very good chance they will kill her. So we don't want that to happen, because the queen produces all the offspring in the hive. She mates once in her lifetime. So that queen in there has all the eggs she will ever have. And a good queen will lay 2,000 eggs a day, which is important because in the summer, the bees actually work themselves to death. They fly so much, they wear out their wings and they die. So,
Mindy, you were saying you could actually feel the heat coming off of this hive, is that right?
Yep.
Wow. It's a good 5-10 degrees warmer right by the cage there, and that is because they're in there flapping and huddled together. So it goes to show how bees survive the cold weather dips throughout our season. Good morning, everybody. It's nice to see you all tuning in. Hi, Carol. Hi, Mary.
So the first step is to get this can out of here. The can is filled with sugar syrup and used to feed the bees in transit. Before we do that, we want the bees that are those worker bees to go to the bottom of the cage. So we bang them so they don't fly out when we get this can of sugar. Okay. And we cover this up.
Hi, Marielle. It's lovely to see you online this morning. So happy you're doing okay.
Thankfully, this queen cage is much more accessible. It was hung over here, so it was easy to find. The other one, it wasn't easy to find. So, there is our queen. Let's cover those up. And she's in there by herself, which for me is unusual. They're usually in a slightly bigger cage than this, and they have 5 or 6 worker bees in with her. They're called her attendants, and they groom her and everything. I don't know why this company doesn't do it like that. And there's a little cork plug, which I am going to remove and put in a piece of marshmallow. Again, this is unusual for me. Usually it's plugged with like rock candy, and the worker bees will eat the candy and eventually release the queen. But in this case, they tell you to use a piece of marshmallow. Take off the cork that's holding her in, and be careful not to let her go. Put a little piece of marshmallow in there, and that'll serve as the candy that they'll eat over the next several days to let her. Here's the marshmallow. Oh, where's that piece of marshmallow? Okay, so got to be really careful not to let the queen eat.
All right, so those of you who are just tuning in, this is Zach. We're at the Cape Wildlife Center, and today we are installing bees. We're so excited. This is one of our favorite days of the year. It's when our hives become filled. And actually this year we're launching a special initiative where we're going to be building a pollinator garden right down there. Flip it around. We'll be about a good 40 feet away from the hive. We're going to install all sorts of native plants that are helpful to our bee friends. And we're hoping to watch a symbiotic relationship between the two. And so we're here with Dr. Mindy Harns, and she is installing hive number 2 this morning. And we actually get to be very close, no pun intended, and watch this process happen. So right now, what she is doing is she has just plugged the bee cage, as she said, with a little marshmallow. And the worker bees, once they get used to her scent, will actually eat the marshmallow out and free the queen.
So we're gonna put the cage in between 2 frames. Kind of get it nice and snug. Okay. And now we're gonna dump the bees.
You guys can't see it, but I am just covered in bees, and so is my phone. So if you see a large, monstrous bee crawl right across the camera, it's not huge, it's just way too close.
Here we go.
Wow, we have quite a bit of bee activity going on. You can see they're just covering Mindy right now. She is much braver than I am. Getting close, and you can see they're entering their new home. What we did learn this morning is that the bees are not terribly territorial yet, as this is a new home. So as they move in and get settled in, they will have more to protect and may become a little more territorial and defensive towards their queen and their new home.
Come on, hit it.
All right, and I'm gonna try to be brave for you guys and get in a little closer. And you can see the substrate they're going to be living on in there. It's actually a series of panels that they can get down in between. And there is that queen cage. So she has put the queen cage right up top there. You can see the panel. It's going to be hung there. And like we said, the worker bees will eventually eat the marshmallow plug out of there. It'll give them a little bit of food, but that will free the queen. We don't want that to happen right away because they need to get used to her scent first, and we don't want them to accidentally harm her. So this is sort of a slow introduction process, but it's pretty ingenious. You actually have a food cork. So when they're comfortable to get close, they'll be eating, and that will free the queen, and they will officially start their hive and colony. All right, so Mindy, is there anything else you would like to mention about bees or how people can do it at home?
Well, there's the Barnstable County, if you live on Barnstable County on the Cape, there is the Barnstable County Beekeeping Association, and they have schools for newbies, we call them. For people wanting to become a beekeeper, and they give classes in the winter, and then they get you all ready, and you could order the bees through them too, and then in the spring you're all ready to get started on the new thing.
Cool. Well, thank you guys. This has been really fun. I appreciate you tuning in. Be healthy, be safe, wash your hands, and we'll see you on the next edition of Science for Social Distancing. Thank you so much. Have a lovely day, guys.